There's a blessing when she's coming out. You can have a dog. As always.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Please open your hymnals to the Unity Statement of Being in the front. And we can read that. There's one present, one power in the church, in our lives, and in the universe, God, the good, omnipotent. And now the 5 Unity Principles. God is absolute good and everywhere present. God lives in us, therefore we are everywhere good. We are co-creators with God and create our experiences of the lost. Prayer is creative thinking that heightens our connection with God. It is not enough to just know those principles. We must live this truth we know. Thank you. Now let's please stand and turn to page 2 and sing the Lord's Prayer.
Concern ourselves with the external, and we move inwards to a space that is rich, vast, limitless, an inner space in consciousness within you. For there's so much that's yearning for expression within you. So much love, so much light, so much truth. A truth that is entirely your own. A unique way of seeing, perceiving, interacting. Something that is desperately needed by this world. That is you. This world needs you. For you possess a signature, a light, a unique song that none other possesses. And it is this unique song that is yearning to be expressed within you. It is yearning for outward expression, to contribute to the whole, to bring meaning to the whole. This is the way of a divine being. Not to hold one's light and keep it apart, but to shine it fearlessly, to release it. So I invite you to go within and experience so much that is within you right now. These beautiful moments of now, beautiful moments that are filled with abundant blessings, beautiful moments that are yearning to make themselves known to you. And be one with you in consciousness. For a place of understanding that all things that are meant to be. All things that are in existence are meant to be. All things that are serve a purpose. For that is the way of all things in the universe. There is nothing in existence that does not serve a purpose. Whatever that purpose may be, it serves. And in that process of serving, does the whole experience new realms of a higher good that was not once experienced before. For this is also the way of things. There's a constant raising of energy in this universe. This universe is biased towards this raising of energy, where all aspects, all systems are being stimulated to bring forth a higher resonance, a higher field of energy. This is the way. invite you to experience the vastness that's within you. I invite you to experience the limitless mysteries that are within you. Infinite potential that is within you. So whatever thoughts you were dealing with or entertaining, I invite you to bless them. Bless those thoughts. Tell them, peace be still. For this is a time of giving to yourself, of experiencing that divine radiance within. And through this divine radiance, are you replenished, re-energized through its vibrant rays. So be at peace. Move from the idea of doing. Relax, relinquish into simply being. Allow the beautiful words to resonate in consciousness. I need do nothing. For I already am one with everything. I am one with the universe. I am one with spirit, with the source, with principle. Just through this source, this principle, where I receive the entirety of my good, the entirety of my good, which then expresses through the various channels and physicality. They are all sourced in principle, in spirit. So I invite you to be grateful that all needs are already met. I invite you to be grateful. And in that gratitude, begin to raise consciousness to new levels of understanding, where one receives a new way of seeing things, a new perspective. Where once before it seemed one way, it is now anew. As one continues to raise consciousness and move to new vantage points of seeing, experience things in a whole new and entirely new way. All things in the universe work together for our highest good. So I invite you to be willing to see that truth. willing to see a completely benevolent universe that is on your side, that is here to support you, that is always with you, that is ready to do the heavy lifting for you if you are willing to relinquish to it. So be still, brothers and sisters. Be at peace. Be one with the infinite. And enjoy the peace and tranquility that you are experiencing right now. And so as we are enjoying our oneness, enjoying this inner space, enjoying our experience of the divine within, it is my intention to align my consciousness with spirit, to follow the way of things and bring forth something new, to bring forth that which raises our understanding of things, to move my personality out of the way, for it does not serve me here. So I invite my brothers and sisters to join me here in that intention, for our minds are already joined. And in our oneness, all intentions are always answered, for this is the way of a divine being. So I invite my brothers and sisters here to feel gratitude. Gratitude for that which is already done. For all intentions are always answered. And so that which we are to experience will be used to bring forth a greater good, a higher understanding. So let's feel grateful to receive this higher understanding and to be a part of this creative process and demonstration of bringing forth the new. So hold that intention with me. And let's feel this gratitude in the name after the loving nature of the source of all abundance, of all blessings. And that is spirit. And so it is. Amen.
To
get into going to my talk, when we are having a meditation, when we're in meditation, it is important to maintain that sacred space that's within here. So if anyone is coming in late, or I ask that you respect those that are in the sanctuary and remain outside of the sanctuary until the meditation is over. So, and that way that helps to maintain that presence that's being built up and created in here. So, are we ready?
Yes.
All right, here we go. So, the name of my talk today is Integral Peace. Integral peace. I had to think about what I wanted to call this talk. Because, if we are to really experience peace, we have to be in integrity. Now, our ideas of integrity a lot of times are like being truthful and things like that. And that is a part of integrity. That's a part of integrity. It's a great part of integrity. But we have these limited ideas of being truthful. We're thinking that being truthful means just basically being truthful to people and things like that. But the true art of being in being truthful or being in integrity means being in integrity with the core of your being. Being in integrity with who you are. And all of us are different. We're all completely unique. There is not another that is going to be that's like you. So there's not another who is going to be able to express like you. There's not another who sees like you. There's not another who can sing the song that you can sing. There's not another who can bring what you can bring. I realize that many of us don't really understand how unique we are. Because if we really, really understood how unique we are and how special from a standpoint of being unique and that we are the only one who can bring that light, there'll be a lot more appreciation that we would have for ourselves as far as self-appreciation, and you'd see a lot less conflict. You'd see a lot more joy and happiness. You'd see a lot of people who out of appreciating themselves and loving themselves and loving the lives that they live, and I'm not talking about the external circumstance. I'm not talking about the external. I'm talking about loving who you are as a person. Then you wouldn't see so many things that you see in the world today. So this is not about focusing on any particular thing in the world today. I'm just saying, basically, that is evidence. That's just evidence that we don't feel really good about. We don't feel very good about ourselves. That's all it means. And so that's what this talk is about. Integral peace. So we're talking about truth. Okay, so what is truth? What is truth? Love. Love is truth. Oneness. Oneness is truth. These are things that, regardless of whether you believe in them or not, regardless of whether you contribute to them or not, they still are. And these are things that will serve the whole and bring the whole to new realms of understanding, new levels of insight, and raise consciousness and raise appreciation, which will gradually bring us to what our elder brother Yeshua ben Joseph, Rabbi Yeshua ben Joseph, was talking about when he was talking about the kingdom of heaven. There's so many people talking about the kingdom of heaven, talking about experiencing this kingdom of heaven. We're not talking about this far off kingdom. We're talking about something that's within. And that starts with having a central hub of a few things. So, being in integrity means being in alignment with that truth, being in alignment with that love that is you, because we are all different versions of love. See, spirit is love. Make no mistake, spirit is love. It is just love. It is pure, undiluted, just form. Spirit is love. But we are all unique versions of love, you see? unique versions of love with a unique song to sing. Some of us are singing them. Some of us are not. Our brothers and sisters who are not singing their songs, that's what I'm talking about as far as living in integrity. Because your song is necessary in this world. It's necessary in this world. And perhaps they're not singing their song because they don't see the value. They don't see themselves as unique, you see? So it's not to sit up here and point any fingers or anything like that. I would encourage anyone to have compassion for our brothers and sisters who are in dark spaces and dark places. Because they don't know any better, you see? So they don't need our vengeance. They need our love, you see? So on some level, they can begin to understand and recognize who they are. It is only in that recognition of who we are when we can actually step forward and bring forth this unique divine light that is meant to express in each and every one of us and is meant to uplift this world. So how do we experience integral peace? Well, I can tell you right now, you do not experience integral peace in the selfish perspective, in the me, my, I perspective, or in the perspective of just looking out for you and yours, and your tribe, and things like that. That's a lower order way of seeing things. I'm not saying that love is not going to reach you where you are. I'm not saying that there's not a curriculum that you're going to experience when you're living in that finite perspective. I'm just saying that integral peace, which is basically the peace that you experience when you are living in integrity with who you are, this intersection of divine and human that will never be again. You see, that's true peace. You see? That's true peace. That's real peace. So you're not going to experience that integral peace. Then you get some glimpses of it, but you're not going to experience that integral peace when you're not coming from this whole place of understanding who you are and celebrating who you are and appreciating who you are. Who you are. Not who someone else is. Not who status quo tells you who to be. Not who you read about. We're not talking about that. You see, you're not going to find that authentic self, that authentic expression that is you in any place else other than you. Everybody with me? Okay. It is only within you. Only within you. It's not out there. It's not in here. It's not any other place except for within you. And that is where you will find it. We always want to look everywhere. We want to look in books. We want to look on TV. We look on Facebook. All sorts of places. We want to find it. So the desire is there. But all you got to do is just look in here. This is where you will find it. Within you. In the book of James, chapter 1, verses 18 through 20, it reads, "In the fulfillment of Spirit's purpose, we were all birthed by the word of truth, so that we would be each of us be a kind of first fruits of Spirit's creation. Let everyone understand this, beloveds. Let everyone be quick to listen, slow to speak, slow to anger, for your anger does not bring right-minded perception." Now, in the Bible it says righteousness, but at some point I am going to teach a Bible interpretation class. You see, we're different people right now. See, righteousness right now in today's society, it's an archaic word that doesn't really resonate. It's not a word that we use unless we're talking about the Bible. But it's actually talking about seeing things in the correct way, being in your right mind. So what the scripture is saying is basically one of the things that it's actually saying, because it was just reiterating what I was saying as far as we're authentic versions of love, of the truth. It describes it as first fruits of Spirit's creation. That's what they were trying to say. But they didn't have the vocabulary that we have today as far as talking about you are unique versions of love, or you are authentic versions or authenticity. They didn't have those particular words in first century Palestine. But it also talks about that your anger does not produce right-minded perception. Well, it says righteousness, but that's what it means. If you ever see righteousness in the Bible, it means seeing things in the correct way. It means right-minded perception. There's always another way to see something. Because see, your anger, what it does is it actually lowers our IQ. It lowers our intellect. You see, when we become angry, our cortisol levels in our body raises. It puts us in a sort of fight or flight mode. And so then our intellect reduces. So the time to actually look at a thing, to look at something that's in your life, or look at a situation or something, or some sort of thing that you perceive as dark or something like that, is not when you are angry, you see. It is not when you're angry. Because you're not going to have the intellectual capacity to be able to process what is going on. You're going to be in a more primitive way of understanding, a fight or flight mode of existence. You are not going to see things as they truly are. You're going to see things from a fearful lens. That's what the scripture was talking about. You see? In other words, when we are calm, when we are at peace, for example, when we meditate for a little bit, when you find yourself, if you want to know a practical way to handle when you find yourself getting upset over anything, I don't care what it is. It doesn't matter what the thing is. It doesn't matter what the thing is. It doesn't matter what the thing is. You find yourself getting upset about it, meditate. Meditate. To make yourself calm. It is when you are at peace where you can see truth. You cannot see truth when you're angry. You will never see truth. All you will see is lies. You will see shadows. You will see darkness. That's all you will see. You will not see truth. You will not experience integral peace. You see? And many of us are used to getting angry. We get angry when things don't go our way. We have these ideas, and even though, for the most part, most of us can say that we have good lives. Most of us, if we're really honest, if we really want to be in integrity, most of us can see the abundant blessings that are in our life. For example, that we have our health. We have a roof over our heads. Maybe we're gainfully employed. There's all sorts of different things. Also, the list can go on and on and on. This is why a healthy gratitude practice is so essential to right-minded perception. Because if you're not doing a healthy gratitude practice, you're taking these things for granted. And so then when you are finding some little small thing that doesn't fit that picture perfect, then you find yourself getting upset about it. Over little things. Doesn't matter what it is. You find yourself getting upset about it, getting angry about it, forgetting that you have so many other blessings in your life. Forgetting that you have so many abundant things and that you have a universe that is on your side, a spirit that is on your side, that is providing for you and is uplifting you. We forget those things in our moments of insanity when we want to focus on the darkness. Everybody understand? Everybody sit with me so far?
Yes.
Okay. So make no mistake, if you get nothing else from this talk, your anger serves nothing. So those of us who find ourselves getting angry over things, I would invite you to meditate. That is a call to meditate. That is also a call to begin to love yourself. Because see, what we're not understanding is that, see, when we're actually seeing these little dark spaces and stuff like that, see, these are aspects of our own consciousness, you see. Maybe we were traumatized. Maybe there was something that happened and we feel traumatized. Maybe we were wounded or something like that. I don't know what it is. We're all going through different versions of something. Again, we're all unique. So yeah, we all have our own unique pains too. We all have our own unique versions of something that we're dealing with. But see, these are beautiful challenges. If you can see it in the right perspective, these are beautiful challenges that once you begin to actually overcome them and begin to really step into greater spaces and look past these little dark spaces into a more holistic way or a big picture, you will really see that not only are you blessed, abundantly blessed, but you will actually begin to raise your consciousness and begin to be a light to yourself and a light to your brothers and sisters. This is a skill set that we all are being pushed to integrate within ourselves, you see. So let me just say this, the beautiful thing is that we don't have any magic wands, you see, because if we had any magic wands, we'd never grow. We'd always stay small, you see. The only time we're getting upset is when we have these different desires or wishes, and what really is not in accordance to our desire or wish. That's the only time we find ourselves getting upset. That's it. We have a desire or wish because we want things to be a certain way, and it's not that certain way, so now we get upset. Okay? That's where it all comes from. Not understanding that there's a greater intelligence at work that is trying to push you to grow. You see, and if you're going to grow, everything can't go your way if you're going to grow. If you're going to grow, everything can't go your way if you're going to grow. If you're going to reach these greater versions of yourself where you have these aspirations and dreams, everything can't go your way, you see? You see? Everything can't go your way if you have aspirations and goals for yourself, you see? Now, if you have no aspirations, no goals, you don't want to do anything, you don't want to accomplish anything, you just want to stay at the small level, yeah, everything can go your way. Everybody with me? Okay. So it's important to see things and see when we're coming from in the right mind, we're coming from right-mindedness, right-minded perception, we can clearly see this, you see? We can clearly see that. Now, it doesn't mean that it's going to feel good. It doesn't mean that we're going to do a happy dance when things aren't going our way. No, it doesn't mean that at all. But we can still see it from a standpoint that we know is actually bringing forth some good, you see? That we're not deceiving ourselves and thinking that this is not good, that this is not a blessing, you see? We're not keeping ourselves blind and in the night and in the darkness by pretending that this is not really working for us, you see? That's what I'm talking about. Right-minded perception. Integral peace. So how do we experience that? How do we experience that integral peace? Because that's the only way we're going to experience true happiness, brothers and sisters. The only way we're going to experience true happiness is when we are accepting who we are, embracing and celebrating who we are, and sharing it. Not from the selfish perspective, but from the perspective that we are part of a whole, and we are all here to contribute something to the whole, you see? That is the only way that we're going to experience integral peace. The only way that we're going to experience integral peace. The only way that we are going to experience integral peace. So how do we do it? Well, it takes a mindset. Every single one of my talks, that's what I say, it takes a mindset. It takes you basically say, okay, and having a mindset that you're going to start changing things up now. You're going to start, and that changing things up doesn't mean a whole bunch of doing, a whole bunch of changing as far as doing. It means a changing of seeing. That's what it means. A changing of perceiving. And even if you don't perceive it, having a willingness, just a willingness, just being willing. That's it, just being willing. And at that point, then you begin to set the stage in motion. You begin to set things and align things with the universe. The universe begins to send people your way. The universe begins to create situations. The universe begins to make it possible for you to experience it. It starts with your willingness, though. It starts with your willingness. If you want to experience peace, you have to be willing to experience peace. You see, you have to be willing to experience peace. A beautiful world doesn't start with anything out there. It doesn't start with any world leaders. It doesn't start with anything but you. A beautiful world starts with you. It starts with you. So it starts with a willingness. And the first thing that I would say, be willing to trust in spirit. Because we have all these picture-perfect type of things where we just say, yeah, I want to be just like this. Yeah, I understand it. I want this. We have these ideas. And let me just say this. There is an intelligence, a superior intelligence that knows what it's doing. Trust in spirit. Spirit is putting you through the exact perfect curriculum that you're supposed to go through. The perfect curriculum that you're supposed to go through. So whatever you're experiencing, it is. And it is for a reason. Now, if you really want to know what it is, will to see what it is. Instead of warring against it, instead of getting upset about it, will to see why you're experiencing it. Will to see that. But a willingness to trust in spirit. The finite mind is not meant to, it's just not equipped to understand and comprehend all of the intricacies that go with taking a being and bringing them to a higher level of divine expression. No, that's spirit. Spirit does that, you see? Spirit, and not just one being, 8 billion beings, and that's just what we're talking about the earth. And I'm not here to talk about extraterrestrial, I'm just saying it's a big old universe, people. That's all I'm saying. So, but only spirit can do that, you see? So no matter how much you think that you think that you have the right way that it's supposed to be, no, trust me. There's all sorts of things that are in the constructs of your experiences that you're not taking into consideration, okay? There's all sorts of ideas of lack and things like that that are impacting your judgments, okay? You are not equipped. You are not equipped. When you're coming from places of fear, you're not equipped with actually saying, I know what's best for me. No, you don't know what's best for you. Spirit knows what's best for you. And Spirit's got this. Spirit's got you. So it takes a willingness to trust in Spirit, you see? Just trust that. Trust that there's something, you don't have to give it a name. It doesn't have to be named Spirit. It can be whatever you want to call it. I promise you Spirit won't mind. But it knows what it's doing, you see? It knows what it's doing. It knows what it is doing. So whatever it is that you are experiencing, Spirit knows what it is doing. Just remember that. The next thing I would say is it takes a willingness to meditate. Many of us, I'm going right back to meditation now. Many of us, we don't understand that this is also the pathway to peace. That's how we build up reserves of peace within us. That is how we actually create this abundance of peace so that when things aren't going our way, then we can draw upon these reserves of peace through meditation. You see? Now, I'm not talking about 10 minutes a day or 20 minutes a day. I'm talking about, a goal of being 10% of your waking hours. 10% of your waking hours. Just like tithing. 10% of your waking hours. If you can actually put that towards your higher self, put that towards your divinity, put that 10% of your waking hours as far as towards taking it to the silent, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You will take off like a rocket. 10% of your waking hours. Let that just be a goal. Just a goal. And if you miss it, it's okay. Give yourself a pass. It's okay. Don't beat up on yourself. You beat up on yourself enough. Don't beat up on yourself. That's not the way. Gratitude, regular gratitude practice. Begin to create the capacity of seeing the beauty. So that way when you get these little things and you start wanting to act out because this thing isn't going your way or whatever, then you can actually see a bigger picture other than this one little thing that you want to look at. And see, when you want to focus on this little dark thing, see, wherever your thoughts are, there you are also. And whenever you're focusing on these little dark things, you make yourself small. Fear and anger, these are contracting energies. These are energies that contract consciousness. They make us small, okay? We're less able to solve things when we have a small consciousness, a small mind. So when we're focusing on the fearful things, we make our capacity to solve things, we reduce it. Because we make ourselves small, you see? But if you can look past the darkness and look at a larger picture and actually see that there's a whole lot of things that you got going for you. A whole lot of things that you got going for you. A whole lot of things that you got going for you. See, now you can put this in the right context. You can actually see things for what they are, you see? And even though this thing may be an inconvenience, now you can even look at it from a right perspective that, hey, I understand that this is actually here to help me grow. I get it. Because see, now you're looking at the whole picture now, you see? And so now you see it for what it is. It's not your enemy. It's just something to help you grow. That's all it is. But see, when you're just focusing on it, just thinking that this is, oh my God, I can't believe it, I can't stand it. All you're doing is putting yourself there. You're making yourself small just like that. That's all you're doing. That's all you're doing. I'm here to tell you things that I've learned, people, in life. This is nothing that's coming out of books. I'm here to tell you truths that I have learned from having gone through these things, from having my consciousness small, by focusing on the small things, you see? By not looking at the larger scope or the larger picture as far as how blessed I really was, by looking at these small things and making my consciousness small, you see? I'm telling you truths that I have learned in life, you see? We just had a boiled water thing. I live in Metairie. And we had this boiled water, you know. I was like, what's that about? Whatever. So then, one of my family members, I love her very much, she called me up. She was upset. You know, what's going on? She was upset because she couldn't take a shower. You know? I was like, really? I didn't even check my water. You know, I was meditating or something. You know? So I went and checked my water. The water was just dripping. That's all it was doing. I was like, oh, well, I guess I have to boil some water, you know, to wash off or something. So, you know, so that's how I had to wash. I had to wash all of that. I talked to Winky when he came on Wednesday. This is a Tuesday night. I came on Wednesday. I was like, yeah. And Winky was like, you know, did you have to boil your water? I said, yeah, sure did. I had to take my bath in the sink. Sure did. You know. And it came back on later on that night, and it wasn't a big deal. It wasn't a big deal. Okay, it was not a big deal. And I'm not here to say anything about my family member, because let me say it's the same thing. My family member was going through something. She was upset, you see. But at the same time, if I was to just focus on that, you see, no, I'm not focusing on that. This family member is a light in my life. She loves me. She's always contacting me, telling me how much she loves and appreciates me, how proud she is of me and things like that. She just brings light into my life all the time. So I'm not going to sit up here and just focus on this little thing where she, you know, was upset about the whole shower thing. Is everybody following what I'm saying? So it's not on us to sit up here and be pointing the fingers towards anybody when anybody's going through any type of darkness, you see? Nobody. It is not on you to dictate how somebody else is supposed to think or be or anything. They are going through the perfect journey just like you are. Everyone is going through the perfect journey. Spirit knows what it's doing. Just remember that. Spirit knows what it's doing. So, I would say a willingness, the next thing I would say is a willingness to see the big picture. A willingness to see the big picture. Is it really like you said? Is it really like this? Is it really like that? Or do you have some other things to be grateful for? Do you have health? Because I'm going to tell you right now, there's some people who are billionaires, yes, I said billionaires, okay, who have poor health, who would trade the vast majority of that wealth to be able to do some of the things that you can do, okay? So what are some things that you have working for you? That's the whole point I'm trying to make here. Are you really seeing things in the right context? Are you really being in integrity, you see? Same thing. Same thing. But as you begin to learn these skills as far as looking at the situation from the right context and understanding that you have a biased universe that is actually on your side, that the universe is actually biased and on your side, that all things in the universe are actually working for you. See, now you have a whole different type of experience. Now you have a whole different type of life. You are coming from a place of love and abundance, and you're not looking at external anything. See, at that point, you see, because you already know the source, the power, everything comes within you. And so now you're happy now. See, now you're living abundantly now. You see, you're understanding where the source of your blessings come from. You see what the truth is. You are living now in integral peace. Everybody follow me? Okay, I got an affirmation. All right. Everybody repeat after me. My authenticity is calling for me.
My authenticity is calling for me
To be one with it.
to be one with it.
And the second sentence, as I align myself with my authentic nature, I am at peace. Let me say this. You all have a world or a universe that is on your side. Spirit is on your side. It is biased for you. It is biased towards your healing. It is biased towards you. It is biased towards your uplifting. It is biased towards you. It is on your side. There is nothing against you. No one is against you. No matter what you may think, there is no one that is against you. Everything is working for you. Now go and be that light, brothers and sisters, that your Father, Mother, God intended for you to be. Thank you.
We'll now have our tithes and offerings. Let's now say the abundance blessing. Divine love flowing through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Divine love flowing through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Divine love flowing through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. In the name of the Father, in the name of the Son, and in the name of the Holy Spirit, it is so now. Announcements. First of all, please join us after the service for king cake and coffee in the family room. We have electronic giving at the front desk in the lobby. We have copies of today's services that are available on CD at the front desk. We have prayer chaplains available for one-on-one confidential prayer. They will move to the front of the sanctuary if you would like to talk to them and ask for prayer. It is confidential. You can find us on YouTube and Facebook. Next Sunday, the 4th, and then the following Sunday, the 11th, we will be closed due to parades that will be on St. Charles Avenue. The service will, however, be live streamed on YouTube and Facebook, so be on the lookout for that. Is everyone signed up for the newsletter? If not, please see a member of the welcome team, and we can hand you a card that you can fill out and be on our email list. A lot of really good information in that weekly. Are there any new visitors who would like to say hello? Not today? Okay. My name is Shanti, and I serve here as a platform speaker and as a prayer chaplain. And we have quite a few opportunities for service. If you would like to sign up to be of sacred service here at Unity, there's always an opportunity for that. So please see me after the service if you're interested. And next we'll do our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God